Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to County Court at Law Number 2. My name is Judge Terrence Holmes. I'm presiding judge here in County Court at Law Number 2. This morning, we have an announcement docket. And so when I call your name, you'll come forward with your attorney. If your attorney is not here, then your attorney is probably in another court handling another matter. If you are not represented by an attorney, when I call your name, then you will come before the bench by yourself. Brandon Gardner. Hey, Mr. Gardner, you can put your hand on that table. Good morning, Mr. Gardner. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Don't lean on the table. Now, Mr. Gardner, I see here that you appeared in court on September 17, 2024, and at that time, you stated to the court that you wanted to hire your own attorney. Is that correct? Have you hired your own attorney?
Mr. Wright come supposed to meet me in here today, but
Okay, well, yeah, he has some cases here today. So just have a seat and we'll wait for Mr. Kimler to arrive. Armory Jacaven Martin. Mr. Martin, how are you doing? Your full name is Armory Jacavian Martin?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Martin?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Martin, I see here that you appeared in court on October 29th of 2024. And at that time, you stated to the court that you wanted to hire your own attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you hired your attorney?
No, sir. Tried. I didn't think it was going to be that expensive. I was going to see if I can get a court attorney.
Okay, okay. She's gonna give you a clipboard. I'll go over the paperwork with you.
Sorry about that. I didn't. It was going to be that expensive.
Okay, now. Okay, Mr. Martin,
Yes, sir.
the paperwork that she just handed to you on that clipboard, the first page is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you see that document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I'm going to go over this document with you. And it states as follows: as the defendant in the criminal case, you have three options that's regarding your right to have an attorney. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Speak up.
Yes, sir.
Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney and you would like to have an attorney appointed, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number three, you may represent yourself if you want to waive or give up the right to have an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset, give you an opportunity to do so. If you want an attorney, do not have enough money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Now, the financial questionnaire is the document on the clipboard like this that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Now, you would have to fill out the entire first page, and then on the second page, you will have to fill out the top portion that is titled Defendant's Oath, and then the middle portion that says unsworn declaration by defendant. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once you fill out that, then you'll stop. Okay, so if you want a court-appointed attorney, as I mentioned to you, you'll fill out that document. Now, if you want to waive your right to an attorney, that is, give up your right to have an attorney and represent yourself, you'll have an opportunity to talk to the prosecutors because you'll be representing yourself, you'll be acting as your own attorney. Now, you should be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Now, if you choose to waive or give up your right to have an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Now, at the bottom of that document, on the left-hand side, if you stated that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney, is that correct? Then you will place your initials on the third line to the left, your initials. And then you will sign the document on the line at the bottom that's titled defendant, and you will date it today's date, December 18th of 2024. Do you understand? Okay. Now just go have a seat at that table with that paperwork, the table right here where the chairs are, have a seat and finish filling out the document.
All right, yes, sir. Who do I give it to after I'm finished?
She's gonna give it to the bailiff and we're gonna bring you back up.
All right. Thank you.
Okay? Mr. Jeffers? All right. Do you,
One that we're gonna be leaving, Your Honor. I'm just gonna get the paperwork now.
okay, that's fine. Yes,
My name is Ruben Cartwright. I don't know if you were talking to that.
yes.
Who do I turn in the paperwork to?
For court to be on the list, to Ms. Segura.
Okay, and I filled it out. Is there any kind of way I can print it up?
Ready? What you mean?
Like, can I go to the law library or something?
The
Um,
law library is upstairs, Your Honor.
What you can do is just, you tell them what you want to do.
okay, she said she'll tell you what to do. Step right there.
She should be coming out.
That Miles, Marcus Miles, is back there with me, just going.
What page, what
On
page?
2. Going to drug court.
Okay.
Okay. Is
Ju-
Mr. Bagger still out?
No, out.
Yeah.
No,
Mr. Bagger, but
he just reset one of his cases. He's in the back. He's next door.
But he is still out.
No, he was here. We talked to him. One of his cases, Nevis, is Mr. Nevis here? Okay. Did we have, the people who is that? Did you call him up already? Mr. Murchison, won't you come on up? Now, Mr. Murchison, you're represented by Attorney Marva Provo, is that correct?
Yeah.
Attorney Provo appeared earlier and she had your case reset. You're gonna get a reset from the court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Jonathan Urell. Villasenor? Is that Jonathan Uriel
Yes, señor.
Villasenor?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Mr. Villasenor?
Good.
You doing good? That's good. Now, Mr. Villasenor, the last time you appeared in court, which was October 29th of 2024, you stated to the court that you wanted your case reset to hire your own attorney. Is that correct?
Sir.
Have you hired your own attorney?
No, sir.
Why not?
To do it.
Okay, so you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to give you a clipboard. I'm going to go over that document with you. Okay. The first document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Excuse me. Judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. That's the first document. The second document is the affidavit of indigence. Now, this document states as follows. As a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options regarding your right to have an attorney. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number three, you may represent yourself. That is, if you waive your right or give up your right to have an attorney. Do you understand that option? Okay, now, if you want an attorney and you have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you time to hire one. If you want an attorney and do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, but you must first fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. Now, the financial questionnaire is a 3-page document that's on the clipboard that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You'd have to fill out the first page of this document, and when you turn to the second page, you would have to fill out the top of the document that says defendant's oath and the middle part of the document that states unsworn declaration of defendant. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you want to represent yourself, you may not talk to the prosecutor, that is the district attorney, unless you first fill out a waiver of counsel. The waiver of counsel is another document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea. You have to fill out this document, sign it, and date it. Okay, now, you should be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities related to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, at the bottom of this document, the first document, there are 5 lines to the left. Now, if you're requesting a court-appointed attorney, you'll place your initials on the 3rd line to the left. And then you'll sign the bottom of this document that's titled Defendant, and you would date it today's date, and today's date is December 18th of 2024. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can have a seat at that table. And you can finish filling out the paperwork. And then when you finish, we'll call you back up. No, Vasquez. Okay, Mr. Martin, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Or these your initials on the line that state you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney? Next document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arndt, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear, affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Martin, before you sign these documents, misdemeanor plea admonishment, the judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney and the Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, think you your map was a little wrong.
I didn't want to take out my phone and use a calculator, so I was trying to do it on my head.
Now, let me do this here. The job that you work on, you, reset your case. Once you get your case reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
All right, appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Okay. Let me get this up. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Vasquez? Yeah. Well, which hold on to this, I guess. Like, well, we just shred this. This is not good. Um. hmm. Joel Coward. Mr. Coward, your full name is Joel Coward. How you doing, Mr. Coward?
Pretty good, so.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Coward, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. State is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge, thank you.
Mr. Vasquez, what's your announcement in Mr. Coward's cases?
Judge, could we have a regular reset, for the not completed discovery, Mr. Cowan, please?
Okay,
All right.
okay, hold on a minute. Okay, oh, give us a court date. Okay. Mr. Cara, I have before me. Okay, let's see. Okay, you got some body conditions already. Okay, Mr. Cowell, your cases will be reset to February 3rd, 2025. You're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Brandon Wise. Mr. Wise, your full name is Brandon Wise?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Wise? That's good. Now, Mr. Wise, you're represented in your case by your attorney Joe Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, what is your announcement in Mr. Wise's case?
Judge, could we reset Mr. Wise's case along with his case in the CDC to February 19th?
Well, they're not out of the same criminal episode, so we don't keep them together like that. What is your case set in the February 19th? What is it set for?
In your court or?
No, in CDC. Oh, you're not as a lawyer in that case?
It's not his paper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll put them on different days. Let's see.
Judge, I don't know what the charge is.
No, I'm not.
Is
The
it set for
choice.
announcement, trial, pre-trial?
Arraignment announcement.
It's just an arraignment. No, we can, let me see, you were appointed on this case, June 4th. No, yeah, well, 2024, which is about over 6 months. So we could put it on our pre-trial conference docket.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, this case will be reset February 3rd, 2025. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Vasquez, this is your last case.
Yes, sure.
You're free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well.
All right. We had everybody ready.
No. I don't know.
That door is locked.
Awesome.
Okay.
Morning. Oh,
Let me get this to come in. The Villa Sonora. Okay, Mr. Villasenor, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Villasenor, I have before me two documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? And are these your initials on the line that state you'd like to apply for a court-appointed attorney? Have another document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigent. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? Now, Mr. Villasenor, okay, you stated on the, on this Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence that you work 40 hours, however, you didn't state how much money you make a month. It's just left blank.
I don't start working yet.
So you haven't started working.
I get fired, but I'm gonna start working on January 6th.
So, you're not working. Okay, well, you're not working, so you probably need to, he can scratch through that, so he's not working. He's currently not working.
you need to scratch.
The part where he said he was working, that's not true. He said he doesn't start working until in January.
So I was going to put.
Right. So mark through that one and mark that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So on the income right here, Judge?
No, it was
Does he
zero.
change
It's,
it?
he had it blank. He could, I mean, it's,
No, no, no.
he's a, that's
He had
not
a number.
income.
Yeah, he had a number right there though, so you want me to?
No, that's because of what's in that column. You see that stuff that's in the
Right,
column?
so is he? so
He
mark-
just, he totaled that up. That's fine.
Okay,
The concern I had was if a person was working, he didn't have nothing in the income column. Okay. Now, is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Okay, Mr. Villasenor, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirement for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney Nathan Reynolds. Attorney Reynolds actually is in court. That's Mr. Reynolds, right there. Mr. Reynolds, you can come on up. You can come on up, Mr. Reynolds. This is Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds has been appointed to represent you. Our court coordinator is going to give you information on contact information on Mr. Reynolds. And Mr. Reynolds also will be giving information on contact information on you. Let's see, 12. And Mr. Reynolds, you're gonna get your paperwork, and you're gonna get your paperwork as well from our court coordinators. And did we have a reset date on it? What date is that? February 3rd? Your case will be reset to February 3rd, 2025. To get your reset, you're free to talk to Mr. Reynolds, and you're free to talk. And you have a blessed day. Mark Crawford and Hudson. Who's first?
That was Jeffrey.
Which one, Hobson and, okay. Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 2644. Case is style of State of Texas versus Cammie Nicole Hobson. Ms. Hobson, your full name is Cammie Nicole Hobson.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hobson, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Hobson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Hobson?
Good, how are
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Hobson, you're representing your case by your attorney, Benjamin Jeffers. Attorney Jeffers, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
And Attorney Jeffers, do you waive a record in Ms. Hobson's case?
We do.
State is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Hobson, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, Ms. Hobson, it alleges that you, Tammy Nicole Hobson, committed to Class A misdemeanor of driving while intoxicated with alcohol concentration level 0.15 or more. State, are you abandoning the enhancement paragraph?
We are, Your Honor.
Now, the state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph, and what that means is, instead of being charged with a Class A misdemeanor, you'll be charged with a Class B misdemeanor, a lesser included offense. And let me strike here. And this information alleges that on or about September 9, 2023, you, Cammy Nicole Hobson, were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, and you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Freely.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Ms. Hobson, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials, KH, on the line next to the box that's technical contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Have another document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes.
Defendant? Ms. Hobson, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that he went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct, to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hobson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Jeffries, you've advised and counseled Ms. Hobson. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Hobson, your attorney, Mr. Jeffries, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Well, okay, Ms. Hobson, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 18 months deferred probation, $750 fine, 80 hours community service, interlock, and DWI for standard conditions of probation.
What is the court cost? Okay, Ms. Hobson, the state is offering that you serve 180, well, excuse me, 18 months of deferred probation. During the 18-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of $392. You'll also be required to pay a DWI conviction fine of $100. Probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month. Reimbursement fee of $15. And you will also be required to pay the $250 court-appointed attorney's fees and reimbursement back to Jefferson County. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $168 a month. Will you be able to pay the $168 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you want to operate, attend a completed thereby education class, have an alcohol assessment, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. And you're required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the police. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Ms. Hobson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Ms. Hobson, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Hobson, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure.
Thank you.
Welcome. Please stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bill. Mr. Jeffries, that's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well.
Yes.
I'm on Galen Mass. I just attended his felony court case. He's in felony court, the drug court across the street. And we set for final trial agreement on January 29th. And I just wanted to.
So he's in custody, okay?
Yes, sir. He's in custody. He's across the street.
Let me ask you something. On mass, these cases arrive at the same time?
They do, Your Honor.
Okay. So what's that court date?
January 29th, Your Honor.
So it's reset for trial over there, January 29th?
Plea or trial. Plea or set for trial. This is
It
last.
must be
announcement.
like an announcement.
It's announcement, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, reset, January 29th, 2025. Your case is gonna be reset to January 29th, 2025. You can get your reset from the coordinator. Once you get the reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Oh, and happy holidays to you too. And have a safe trip. Okay. Who's after, option? Which one is right? I don't see
Right
right.
was Clark. I don't think he's in here, Judge, but Crawford with Reynolds, and I don't know where Reynolds is.
He's
either.
not in here either.
Brock's next door?
Yeah.
I think he's finishing up over there. Judge.
No, he can just tell me what date it is.
No, I said after.
The 19th.
That's when it's, your felony case, Mr. Miles, is reset to
February.
February 19th. Okay, so we're gonna reset this case on the same day your felony case. Okay, so you do like you did today, come here first, check in, then go to the felony court, finishing the felony, then come back here.
And that's
Okay.
good. That'll give me a little more time to get my stuff.
Okay. Okay, so that's February, what you said?
19th.
19th, okay. So that's February 19th, 2025. This is Marcus Miles here at the top of page 1. Okay, she's gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset from our court coordinator, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. All right, yeah. Which,
Mr. Clark is with.
Clark, Philip Eugene Clark? Mr. Clark. Your full name is Philip Eugene Clark? Junior? Okay. Mr. Clark, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Clark, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Clark?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Mr. Clark, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler, how are you doing?
Well, thank you.
And Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record in Mr. Clark's case?
So,
Mr. Clark, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Philip Eugene Clark Jr., on or about June 20th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense, possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A. Mr. Clark, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty, no contest.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Clark, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, the set of initials PC on the line next to the box that's checked guilty. You place your initials on this document. On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. You understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. You understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? State, and Mr. Clark, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State overstates one.
without objection.
No objection, States Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kimler, you advised and counseled Mr. Clark. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
I believe it'd be competent.
And Mr. Clark, your attorney, Mr. Kimler has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you're mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. and also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 8 days in the Jefferson County Jail, credit for 8 days, and to tax and retire all court costs.
Okay, Mr. Clark, the state is offering that you serve 8 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 8 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you have already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That means that you will not have to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Clark, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Clark, you're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you will be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank
And Mr. Kimbler, you have Caleb D. Miney Lee Moore. Mr. Moore, Mr. Moore.
Unless you want to believe.
Okay, your full name is Caleb D. Miney Lee Moore. Is that correct? How are you doing, Mr. Moore? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Moore, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimbler. And Attorney Kimbler, what is your announcement in Mr. Moore's case?
Well, we want to take the plea, you want the probation.
He told us, well, back that we could try to time.
You want time, sir? Or do you, what do you want to do?
This,
I thought we talked.
Y'all need some time to talk?
Let's see.
All right. All right. Chelsea Renee Newton.
She's got an MTRP.
Oh, that's the one that's scheduled today?
Yes, right.
Back. Here,
Oh, okay.
that's fine.
Okay, because they had a, she came before and then they had a scheduled that evening and
What
then
time?
they had her come back the next day and all that.
1:30.
She said
Okay.
1:30.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll hold this case, you'll be free to go. And then I guess after you finish,
I'll let you know what happens.
yeah, you'll let us know what
I'll
happens.
be down there at 1:30 in Judge Stevens School.
She's still in finish up.
Okay,
Now she's gotta be back at 1:30.
Kendrick Booker. Okay, this is cause number 24 CCCR 0156, case style of State of Texas versus Kendrick Booker. Mr. Booker, how are you doing?
Doing our big news.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Let me see, Mr. Booker. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimbler. Attorney Kimbler, what is your announcement in Mr. Booker's case?
Trial,
Okay, hold
right,
on.
you're not.
Okay. Give us a trial date. Okay, this case will be reset to February 10th of 2024 for trial.
2025.
Excuse me, 2025, yeah. And Mr. Booker, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney.
Yes.
Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
He could do it, I mean, that's for her. Oh, you just.
Okay, all right. Oh, yeah, there was another guy. This guy named Brandon Gardner. He said he hired you.
Yeah, let me check.
Okay, so Mr. Gardner had, right, and what's that date? February 10th, 2025.
Yeah, he needs to go a little bit farther out. He's missing too much. Can we set it up?
That's 2 weeks, that's 2 months from now. I mean, well, he's the one who, we gave him until somebody, September to hire a lawyer. I mean, he just coming in today, December, saying that he hired an attorney. I mean, that's 3 months later. I mean, that's not a,
It's just employment, yeah.
yeah, I mean, the last time he was here was 3 months ago. Yeah.
2:30 for work in the morning. Now, I'm working.
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
on ride on the bus, right here on the table.
I understand. So I mean, you got, yeah, this 70 days. Think about it, if you'd they hired Mr. Kimmler to that before that, you wouldn't even have to show up today if you'd hired him yesterday or the,
That's a hard job.
well, you wouldn't have to show up. Yeah, we gotta get these cases moving.
Yeah, talk with Rose.
Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that said guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. First box says check states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box says check states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me on paper a document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Okay. Mr. Crawford, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Crawford, are you a citizen of the United States?
Except for
State.
stage one.
Any objections?
No objection, states.
No objections. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Reynolds, you have advised and counseled Mr. Crawford. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None to my knowledge.
And Mr. Crawford, your attorney, Mr. Reynolds, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Okay, Mr. Crawford, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers are freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is the 78 days time served for cause tax and retired in this case.
And before we get to that, now the 78 days that he is getting credit for, that time was confirmed, cause he only had like 8 days in this county, right?
That's correct, Your Honor. I spoke with the county jail in Harris County, Hardin, rather, Your Honor,
Hardin County.
and confirmed the 70 days he's already served.
Now, let me ask you this here now, the time for, because this case, I know the time that he had in this jail on this case was 8 days. They gave him from May 31st through the 24th, excuse me, May 31st, 2024 through June 5th, 2024, and then August 14th, 2024 through August 15th of 2024. I was just trying to figure out if the time that he had in the days in Hardin County, was it in between these days? Because his case was filed on June 24th, 2024.
I believe it was.
It looks like his time in Hardin County started June 5th.
Oh, June 5th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he, I guess it ran until August or something like that, huh? And that's when you got out in August?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, he should have enough time. Yeah, okay. Okay, because he was in jail here, then they sent him to Hardin County, and then he got out in Hardin County, where they sent him back over here, right? And then he got out over here. Okay. So he was in Hardin County in between that time. Okay, so the court is going to give you, the state is offering that you serve 78 days in Jefferson County Jail. You will not have to serve any more time in Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 78 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that the time that you spent in jail has already paid off the court costs. So the court costs will be taxed and retired. All right. Now, do you understand the state's offer? You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay. I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into the state. Now, Mr. Crawford, you're gonna stand in front of our court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Reynolds, this is your last case.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
And I saw Mr. We got Mr. Bluefield. Eric Savoy. Okay, Mr. Savoy, how are you doing?
Fine, sir.
That's good, Mr. Savoy. You're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Don Boudreaux. Attorney Boudreaux, how are you doing?
Much better today, sir.
That's good. Now, Mr. Boudreaux, what is your announcement in Mr. Savoy's case?
Judge, I'm sorry. I was in Liberty County all yesterday,
Mhm.
and then I was in County Court number 3 earlier this morning.
Right,
Mr. Savoy, tells me he's got a lot of medication and things that he's having to go through and do. So I told him to go and get me everything, proof of everything he's got. So I would ask you to reset it for about 30 days.
okay, so I see you were just appointed, in this case, October 29th. Is that correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
That was Mr., okay, so Mr. Boudreaux, we're gonna keep your case on the announcement docket. You're gonna get your reset
Yes, sir.
from the court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And Mr. Savoy, you'll be free to go as well.
Yes, thank
And thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day
you. No problem.
and happy holidays to you.
You too.
What's that date? February 3rd. Okay,
Judge,
hold on a minute. Let me turn this up. Charlie. Your your client is not connected to the audio. And I don't know if he speaks English or not. You have to connect to the audio too. Turk, take your,
I couldn't find the button. All right.
Yeah.
Can he hear me?
Now let me ask you, Sid, does he speak English?
No, he doesn't speak English.
Okay, because I pulled up the sign telling him to connect, but he probably didn't understand it.
So he's muted right now?
No, he's not connected to the audio. That's why he can't hear. He can't hear us at all. He can see our lips moving.
Okay. So he can't hear us. Let me see if
No,
I,
he pointed at his ear just a few seconds ago.
okay. I'm sending a
Okay.
text to see if he can connect.
It says connect, yeah, but oh, there it is. Okay, you could, now, Mr. Rojas,
Yes, sir.
this is, hold on a minute. This is Jesus Torres,
Yes, sir.
and what is your announcement in Mr. Torres' case?
Judge, if I can get one more announcement, then I think we can move it at the next court hearing.
Okay, hold on a minute. We'll get an announcement date on Mr. Jesus Torres. Okay, this case will be reset to February 3rd of 2025 for announcement.
Okay.
Mr. Rojas, could you tell Mr. Torres that his case is being reset February 3rd, 2025, and he needs to be here on that date in person?
Okay, señor Torres, ¿me escuchas? Señor Torres. I don't think he can hear me, Judge.
He can hear you, but he can't, his mic is on mute right
Okay.
now.
So, la corte se va a cambiar hasta el 3 de febrero en 2025 a las 9. Tenemos que estar ahí presente ese día, okay? So I told him.
Okay, just tell him he's free to go. Tell him to have a blessed day and stay in contact with you and his sponsor.
Yes, sir. I'll tell him that. So, señor Torres, ya se puede ir y que tenga bonita día y mantenga ese contacto con la compañía de fianza, okay? Yeah. I'll send him a text also, Judge. I'll talk with him.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Am I free to leave?
Yeah, but he can hear him. He's just on mute. Oh, all right. We'll see you later. Have a blessed day. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Judge. Same to you.
All right. For 24 CCCR 1740, the case is style of state of Texas versus Terrence. Is that Jermaine? Jubert. How are you doing, Ms. Jubert? That's good. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Jubert. You're represented by your attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Doing good, Judge.
Hey, Mr. Adams, what is your announcement in Ms. Jubert's case?
I'm waiting to see if Mr. Kanata consider her for pretrial diversion.
So as
I think
pretrial
so, too.
diversion, we're gonna reset this case. Hold on a minute. We're gonna set it in the second week in
I would think
February.
absolutely, Judge, considering that she's a 17-year-old student. I would think. You would.
Miss Jackson, we need a reset. Ms. Jubert is her attorney has submitted a letter of pretrial diversion. So we need a reset second week in February. That's when.
That's cool.
I think February is the next signing anyway.
Okay, this case is reset February 17, 2025. Ms. Jubert, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from the coordinator, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Mr. Adams, you're free to go as well. Once you get your reset, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Where we? Okay, this is Jefferson County Court, Law number 2. We're back in session and cause numbers, y'all gonna have to be quiet. We're back in session and cause number 24 CCCR 0598. The case is style the state of Texas versus Caleb D. Monty Lee Moore. Mr. Moore, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Moore? That's good. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Moore, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Bryce Kimbler. Attorney Kimbler, how are you doing?
Still doing well here.
And Mr. Kimbler, do you waive a record in Mr. Moore's case?
So,
Mr. Moore, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Caleb D. Monty Lee Moore, on or about January 20th, 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest detention. Mr. Moore, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Good.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily,
Yes, sir.
and are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Moore, I also have before me a document on my tablet. This document is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials, KM, on a line next to a box that said guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. You recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. You understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, are you a citizen of the United States? State?
Stay up for safe one.
no objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kimbler, you've advised and counseled Mr. Moore. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
I believe he'd be confident, Your Honor.
And Mr. Moore, your attorney, Mr. Kimbler, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 1-year deferred probation with a $300 fine and 40 hours community service.
Your Honor, if I might add too, he's currently on probation, felony probation out of Missouri County. He's reporting in Jefferson County. I just want to make sure that this probation is running concurrently with that thing.
Well, it's automatic.
Just to
Yeah.
avoid any question.
Okay, what is his court cost?
Right.
277?
But see here, Your Honor, I think where the concurrent comes into play because he's already paying a fee to Jefferson County, a monitoring fee. It's an out of county.
A monitoring
Monitoring,
fee, but
yeah.
is that a probation fee?
It is a probation fee to Jefferson County, so I think he should be.
Well,
it
they'll
should be
work that
credited-
out.
Be credited,
They'll work that
for
out
the
at the
probation.
probation office.
so it should be $60 minus what he's already paying for Missouri.
Yeah,
County.
well, yeah, but the probation officer will verify that.
So there's an issue with that. It should be $60 minus what you're already paying
This is.
for this case. On your reporting fee.
Okay, Mr. Moore, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation during the 1 year probationary period. You'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs of $277. You're required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month. Your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments in this case is $136 a month. Are you able to pay the $136 a month?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe less.
Yeah, now, you also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. And you would adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as your attorney mentioned to you earlier, your probation officer is going to make any adjustment that needs to be made with regards to the fees. Okay? So in essence, you won't be paying double the fees if it's running concurrent. Okay. Now, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Moore, I'll follow the board in agreement that you've entered into a statement, Mr. Moore, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. Will not result in a conviction in record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure.
Okay.
All right. Now, Mr. Moore, you will stand in front of our court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go. You have a blessed day, and Mr. Kimler, you're free to go as well.
You actually need to go report to probation today after lunch. Go ahead and do it.
And Mr. Kimler, you just let us know what happened on Ms. Newton's case this afternoon.
Yes, sir. I anticipate that they're not gonna, no, you go report to probation today to check in on this case. Is that right, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna have you're gonna have one officer, but you just need to go over there to let them know.
And let her know, yeah. Yeah,
I anticipate the victim's not gonna show up in this case, so it's probably. they're probably-
just let us know. And if she is, she can, I guess, if that happens, you can walk her back over. We'll be in court. All right. All right. So let's see. Bond forfeiture. Said,
So what are we doing with the fault?
hold on a minute. Yeah, we'll confirm the facts. Barry Shaw. That was Ms. Perazzo's cases.
Oh, you want to tell me? Then how long you want us to hold that guy?
Y'all can send it back.
No.
Jefferson County Code of Law, number 2 is back in session. The court is in session. In cause number 334, this is M 334-162, case of style of the state of Texas versus Cason Kilmer. Mr. Kilmer, are you full name is Cason Grant Kilmer? Mr. Kilmer, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Kilmer, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Kilmer, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Kilmer?
Good.
That's good, Mr. Kilmer. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney John Macy. Attorney Macy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor. Thanks for asking.
And Mr. Macy, do you waive the record of Mr. Kilmer's case
Yes, Your Honor. We also waited 10 days.
in which to prepare for trial?
Yes, Judge.
Now, Mr. Kilmer, I have before me a document on my computer that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Jason Grant Kilmer, on or about July 24th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest detention. Mr. Kilmer, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Kilmer, how do you plead guilty?
Guilty.
Not guilty and no contest. Guilty. Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Kilmer, I also have before me on my tablet is a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials KK on a line next to a box, just check. Guilty, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled Charge Quote Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. First box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Kilmer, before you signed and initial these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kilmer, are you a citizen of the United States?
State offer states one.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Macy, you've advised and counseled Mr. Kilmer. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kilmer, your attorney, Mr. Macy, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kilmer, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail, credit for 60 days, and a tax and return all court costs.
Mr. Kilmer, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you would not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Mr. Kilmer, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
You think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kilmer, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Kilmer, if you do not have anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. Mr. Kilmer, please stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go and follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Okay, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session and calls number M323-227, case of Styles State of Texas versus Samuel Hayden Falk. Samuel Hayden Falk was scheduled to be in court this morning at 10:30 a.m. on today's date of December 18 of 2024. He was supposed to be here for a pre-sentence, well, for a sentencing. Mr. Falk attorney, Mr. John Macy, did appear in court, and he was informed the court that Mr. Falk was currently in the hospital. And we asked for verifications from Mr. Falk's mother to confirm that he was in the hospital on today. We have not received it as of now. And so we're going to call this case. The time now is 11:58 a.m. on today's date. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Samuel Falk at the courthouse door?
Samuel Falk. Samuel Falk. No response, Your Honor.
Okay, Samuel Falk's name was just called again at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Samuel Falk did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Falk an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion? That motion will be granted. Next case is, next two cases. Oh, that's the guy from, he's coming in
Who?
on Shaw.
No.
That's the,
No, sir, that's.
somebody else, okay. Next two cases are cause numbers 24 CCCR 0668 and cause number 24 CCCR 1318. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Barry Shaw. Barry Shaw was scheduled to be in court, or Barry Shaw III. Barry Shaw III was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the announcement docket at or about 9 a.m. Of course, really call the name of Barry Shaw at the courthouse door. Barry Shaw did not answer. Barry Shaw has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. Court state, well, Ms. Bailiff, the time now is 11:54 p.m. a.m., excuse me, on today's date of December 18, 2024. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Barry Shaw at the courthouse door?
Barry Shaw. Barry Shaw. No response, Your Honor.
Okay, Barry Shaw's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Barry Shaw did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Shaw an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have motion in each case?
Yes, state moves for bond forfeiture in each case.
Barry Shaw's bond will be forfeited and the warrant shall be issued in cause numbers 24 CCCR 0668 and cause number 24 CCCR 1318. It'll be in recess till 1 o'clock. You're welcome.